In April 1999, Georgia became the 41st member of the Council of Europe, one of many countries pledging to a future that values and respects human rights, democracy and justice. 20 years later, Georgia took the helm of the Committee of Ministers in a presidency that brought a human rights perspective to environmental protection, a boost in citizens' participation in decision-making, child-friendly justice, and strengthened democracy through education and partnership with youth. And all this at a time when the world was urgently adapting to the COVID pandemic.
Georgia's evolution on the path of transformation aligns profoundly with the historic choice to rejoin the European family and embrace democratic principles. The initial official step was Georgia's accession to the Council of Europe. I vividly recall from my student years the collective effort of the legal academia for the abolition of death penalty. This commitment was integral for Georgia's preparation to join the organization in 1999. Over the past decade, our partnership has taken new heights with Georgia's resolute pursuit of EU integration. Noteworthy highlights are the establishment of the Strategic Cooperation Frameworks, the Council of Europe Action Plans for Georgia in 2013. Soon afterwards came the annual decisions of the Committee of Ministers on the conflict in Georgia. The Secretary General's consolidated reports also underscore unwavering support for Georgia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. In this respect, the recent historic judgments of the European Court of Human Rights have an outstanding impact.
Over the years, tailor-made support packages have indeed helped Georgia in its reforms and ambitions. They have led to changes in justice with improvements in hate crime investigation and prosecution, inequality with stakeholders promoting the importance of diversity throughout the country, in healthcare in prisons with better suicide prevention and mental health management, in prevention of violence against women, improved policing and justice systems that are easier to access. Civil society played an important role. Georgia and the Council of Europe have grown together. Georgia's partnership with the Council of Europe continues to be strengthened with the launch of a new action plan. Dr. Klaus Neukirch, the Council of Europe's Director of Programme Coordination, sees this as an important next step.
We work with our Georgian partners, with the institutions in Georgia, with the Central Election Commission, with the government, with local authorities, very closely in the implementation of the projects to bring Georgia closer to the implementation of Council of Europe conventions and standards. And the very fact that we will continue with a new action plan tells a lot about the value of the cooperation we have with Georgia. Our cooperation with Georgia will build on the last action plan, and it will continue to help Georgia to fill its commitments under the Council of Europe, European standards, but it also will help Georgia to further work on its path to Europe in the European integration process. So it will include work on anti-corruption, on anti-discrimination, on preventing gender violence, and working on electoral reform, working on judicial reform. In a nutshell, advancing Georgia on democracy, rule of law and human rights.
The last 25 years have brought a real partnership and positive change for the people of Georgia. As they look forward to a future anchored in European values, the Council of Europe is at their side.